for such games, etc. You know, really, as a Muslim, we should be free from this kind of wasted energy that people tend to put out in support of various teams and games, you know, that they observe. I mean, we enjoy it as a game. It is only a game. That's all it is. You know, you enjoy the skill of the batsmen, of the bowlers, etc. You enjoy the skill, enjoy the game. But to become, you know, a partisan in the sense of, you know, cheering for and screaming for and, you know, supporting against the others, etc., this is not a part of the Muslim way. The third question, which Sayyid Yunus asks in this regard, he said, during the Sharjah cricket matches, Pakistanis shout the kalima tayyiba out of ecstasy. Kalima tayyiba, you know, being la ilaha illallah, you know, which provokes the Indian non-Muslims to shout slogans which are un-Islamic, invoking their gods, and young Indian Muslim fans also join without realizing the kufr that they're committing. Well, I think that, again, we're also looking at this over-enthusiasm, which is not really acceptable, you know, to be screaming La ilaha illallah or Allahu Akbar or, you know, these terms over a cricket game. No. This is if we're involved in jihad, you know, Muslims have done something, you know, great, really, something Islamic, which is great, you know. Subhanallah, for example, you know, the UAE has been very active in Kosovo, helping the Kosovars who are suffering there in Albania. They've gone there, set up the best camp. You know, even all the newspapers admit that the work of the UAE in this regard is better than even the NATO camps, etc., etc. It's called the 5-star camp where people are gathered. They're doing a wonderful job there. We can say for that, for the sake of Islam, you know, Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar. We can use these type of phrases because they're doing humanitarian work. This is something pleasing to God. But a cricket game, for us to be shouting Allahu Akbar and that, this is really definitely, you know, not appropriate. You know, and for Indian Muslims to be joining in with Hindus in shouting praises of or defaming Islam or defaming Muslims, of course this is something even more abhorrent from Islamic perspective. The last question that we have raised to us here, which is written by Muhammad Ashraf Gill. He writes, Dear Dr. Bilal, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Is it permissible for us to pull somebody from the line if we are by ourselves in a line in prayer? Okay, what Muhammad Gill is asking about is in regards to the principle that when we have a complete line and a person has nowhere else to go, which means they end up having to stand by themselves behind the main line of those who are in prayer, about which Prophet ﷺ had said that the prayer of the one as an individual where there is a line is not accepted. You know, what some people have done is they have taken somebody from the front line, either from the end or from the middle, to create a second line where the person is not by himself. Well, this is not actually supported in Islamic law, in meaning that there is a practice of the companions to support this. There are some weak hadiths in this regard, but this cannot be used as evidence for this practice. What we have to do is look at what is the intent of the Prophet's command. may God's peace and blessings be upon him, when he said that one who prays by himself behind the line, his prayer is not accepted. This is in reference to one who comes to join prayer. And, for example, a person at the end of one line or either end, he sees he doesn't feel like standing beside them because he feels maybe they're from a different nationality or he doesn't like the way they're dressed or whatever. So he feels haughty, he feels proud, he wants to pray by himself. So he goes and he stands in the line behind the main line by himself or away. Now, that, of course, is against the principle of prayer. That when we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, feet to feet, as one body praying together. It's against the brotherhood. So for a person to pull away from the main line and go and stand behind and pray by themselves, this is something not acceptable to God. And that's why the Prophet, may God's peace be upon him, had said that such a person's prayer is not accepted. But where a person has no choice, the line is full, there's no place else to go, what should they do? They may stand in prayer behind the main line. Perhaps somebody else will join them. Even if nobody else joined them, the point is their intent was not to stand and pray alone. This was not their intent. So Allah, they have feared Allah as much as they could. There is no place to join. So they stood and prayed by themselves in the back. Now, this is trying to understand, the intent of that instruction, and not just going according to the literal meaning. Because even with the literal meaning, for those who want to pull somebody from the line, what if people are in the bowing position, or they're prostrating, or they're sitting? Then it means basically you to try to get somebody to move backwards in the sitting position is, something not possible. And if you come, and the Prophet ﷺ had said, that whatever of the prayer you have caught, you should pray, and whatever you have missed, you should make up. So you come, when people are already in the bowing position, you can't move anybody. Then they go into the prostration. So you've missed that unit, and they're sitting now. It's the last sitting. So you would then be in a position where you're not able to join the prayer because you couldn't pull anybody from the line. So, we can see that to use that argument would create scenarios where people would end up missing the prayer or missing important parts of the prayer. So what we can say is that the intent here is not that a person may not stand by themselves in the back if there's no room, but that a person may not do so to avoid standing with people who are in the main line, because Islam stresses the brotherhood, that brotherhood which has no distinction between people, whether a person is a ruler or a subject, whether a person is a director or a regular employee. When the time for prayer comes and they stand, whoever comes first, whoever gets a particular position, they stand next to each other and the lines are filled. Everybody is equal and they follow the one who's leading the prayer, the Imam. With that, dear viewers, we'd like to thank you for being with us in this segment of the program. And we hope that you would continue to follow the program over the months throughout the year. It's a program which has been provided by Sharjah Television for your questions to help clarify Islam for you. And of course, most of those who have written in asking questions have been Muslims. We hope that some non-Muslims would also, who are observing the program, would also write in. I have come across a number of non-Muslims outside of the television in UAE, who have come up to me and say, "Oh, we saw you on television, we like your programs also." But they're shy to write in. Please, don't be shy. Any questions that you have will be entertained. If you don't want to put your name, because you don't want your name mentioned or whatever, you can just put it as a viewer. No harm. And we would love to hear your questions, and we'd like to clarify for you anything which is not clear. And with that, dear viewers, we'd like to thank you all for being with us. We hope that you would write in to Sharjah Television in the Light of Islam, P.O. Box 111, Sharjah, UAE, and we hope to see you in the coming programs. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.